Hey guys, what's up? Today I'm going to be covering my perspective on the new leak on the screen now that was released, I think, a day ago. So before I do, let's briefly cover the older ones, just to understand the context and what you think of it so far. So first up, we have this image which is written all shifted 5 in something called a seizure shift, which is essentially all the letters move forward 5 in the alphabet or 7 in the alphabet, depending on how much of a shift it has. And it reads, "Since the dawn of life, balance laid in strife, of good and evil, realms is constantly upheaval." Which essentially means, from what I've gathered, since the dawn of time, there was good and evil, and they were in constant battle. The next sneak peek has been shifted 11 and reads, "Servants of the burning light, made to defend the realms, but dire attrition overwhelmed, until only two remained." Here, Gilded Skies is hinted at meaning that the good side of the Dracani people, and meaning that the Dracani people were the servants meant to defend the realm. Next up, it has a shift of 7 and reads, "Both warrior and queen, the evil they vowed to slay, until the shadows invented, much to a warrior's dismay. Much to the warrior's dismay." This mentions a warrior, so conclusions have been drawn that he is Vitalist from Gilded Skies, and shadows intervene, causing Vitalist to be at dismay or just scared. Next, Sneak Peek has a Caesar shift of 17 and reads, "Sorrow of the light, lost to time, lost to rhyme, the story of the queen and her blight." Then come the more long-winded ones with pictures also. So here is the first one with an image of the Dracani people bowing to Vitalis and the Dracani queen, and reads, "In centuries past, the Gilded Skies reigned with peace under the rule of the benevolent Gilden Scale dragons, Adelis and Vitalis, queen and king, last of their kind. Together with the holy entity known as the Lumen Frame, the Dracani folk prospered together." This gives the name to the queen mentioned in the previous cipher as Adelis, meaning that we now have the name of the queen and the warrior, and we're also introduced to a holy entity called the Lumen Flame, which is important for later. The next sneak peek we have is another image which shows the darkness and like hands and eyes reaching towards the Gilded Sky emblem, and it reads, "Yet within the darkness lurked the ancient enemy of the great Lumen Flame, the eldritch Voidborn, god of the void. It seeks to snuff the light, the Lumen Flame's very gift, in order to assimilate all under the dark control. Then, Gilded Scales long ago fought against it to keep it at bay, but now only two remain." This doesn't really state anything that we don't already know besides the name of the god of the void, which is Eldritch Voidborn. Then, in the next sneak peek, it looks like the Dracani people at war with the darkness, showing possible mobs in the picture as well as the warrior Vitalis and Queen Adelis, and it translates to, "So came the time for the final battle of light and dark. Vitalis and Adelis rallied the Dracani soldiers and the mighty general, mages and wise archpriests, and the Lumen Flame's champion, Vitalis, ready to slay the evil. Adelis prepared to use the Lumen Flame's power to aid all in the coming battle, for the vile eldritch horrors awaited to bring corruption," which doesn't really give us much new. So moving on to the most recent one, which is an image of the void taking Adelis' soul by the looks of it, and describes how it takes over Adelis' body and uses here as a vessel to take over the light realm. It reads, "Alas, tragedy fell, and the Voidborn quickly targeted Adelis, taking her. It would then take its corporeal form, and possessed the dragon's body as its vessel, to properly bound itself to the mortal world. Adelis was unable to call the Lumen Flame in time, and thus became the Void's god's new body." So finally, we get to the most recent one, which was released just a day ago, I think, and it reads, "The Voidborn had quickly gained control over the Gilden Scale lady's mind and body, thus leeching off her divine power. Darkness consuming light, it only empowered the Voidborn and its minions. Adelis quickly started to mutate, much to all horrors, especially Vitalis, whose focus has been broken by the turn of events. This essentially just describes what happened to Adalus after she is taken control by the Voidborn, describing how she's mutated and became a monster, which caused the Draconis to be in distress. So, I've just covered a lot, but to summarise what I think of it so far, and what's to come for the new dungeon, is that the new end boss will probably be Adalus with her new form, having been possessed by the Voidborn, and it will probably contain hints towards the Gilded Skies within the dungeon. I'm personally really excited to play in this dungeon, but I still have a lot of leveling to do. But I'm excited to see what Voldex does with it. And if you found today's video informational and enjoyable, then hit the like and subscribe button and check out my other videos if you'd like. And I'd like to thank the Dungeon Quest Wiki for all the deciphers that helped me a lot. Also, this is my first long form video, and I understand that I stuttered a little bit, well, quite a bit. But thank you for sticking with me, and I'll see you later. Bye.